Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. My name is Mason Brown. I'm one of the admission counselors at Rhodes, and I'm also a Rhodes graduate. But I'm really excited to share the Rhodes experience with you all today. And I'm joined by three current students at Rhodes, and they're here to talk a little bit more about academics, what they've experienced over their years at Rhodes, the classroom experience, and that sort of thing. So we'll go ahead and get started with just some introductions. So, Ian, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'd be happy to, Mason. My name is Ian Schiller, class of 2017, so coming up here pretty soon, or class of 2021, started in 2017. I'm an English major. I'm originally from Clarksville, Tennessee, which is a little tidbit. It's actually where Rhodes began way back in 1848. So always happy to throw that in.
Eliza, do you want to go next?
Sure. My name is Eliza Lieberman. I am also a senior, so class of 2021, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am a theater major.
Awesome. Vindhya.
Cool. Hey, y'all. Nice to meet you. My name is Vindhya Pasapaleti. I am also going to be a senior this year, or actually I am a senior this year. Go by she, her pronouns. I'm originally from Denver. Parents moved to Florida, so now that's where I'm from. Health equity and neuroscience major. And yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Just to kick it off, can you all talk a little bit about how you chose your major? Did you end up majoring in what you anticipated in studying, or did it change? Ian, since we started with you, do you want to kick it off again?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. This is exactly what happened to me, Mason, when I first came in. I originally thought I was going to be a political science major, and when I got into the courses, I enjoyed it. I still take political science classes today, but then I started taking English classes, and it just turned out that I was way more passionate about that. I was way more interested, way more engaged, and that's just exactly the path that I decided to go down, and I haven't really looked back since.
And Eliza, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I know you originally were looking at some programs specifically for theater. What are your thoughts on pursuing the fine arts at a liberal arts college?
I think it honestly gave me such a more well-rounded approach to studying the arts, because I'm not only in some classes that simulate a conservatory style, which I would be getting only at a school that specifically focuses on the arts, but I'm also getting to learn about theater through the lens of a science class and through the lens of an English class. And so I think as someone who wants to pursue performing, I'm becoming a much more well-rounded performer that way.
And Vindhya, can you talk about deciding on your major?
Yeah, of course. I think I came in gung-ho pre-health, and I really wanted to do something on the psych neuro track. And I think taking a bunch of urban studies classes, actually, Eliza, that's funny, really reflecting on my social location and all of my identities, as well as how do I move into spaces and affect my community. And just incredible professors at Rhodes is kind of how I really changed my path. And so now I'm health equity and neuro and looking to go into public health. And so, yeah.
And how would you all say the academic transition was? Because you all are talking to high school students who are trying to make that final decision. Can you think back on what it was like those first couple weeks, maybe that first semester at Rhodes?
The one thing that was for me the most important thing was the fact that I was picking these classes on my own. I was being independent. They meant more to me, and I was way more engaged because this was a class I picked out, the class I wanted to take. And as you get further and further along in the college process, you really hone in on the things that you're passionate about.
And Vindhya, can you talk a little bit about the advising process at Rhodes?
I think that advising process has probably been one of the most prominent experiences at Rhodes, and just professors in general. Something that I was going to mention when Ian was talking was I feel like a really big piece of advice for incoming first years is engaging with professors as much as possible. I think in high school, I was maybe a little bit more in my shell, and Rhodes really helped me, be a little bit more participatory and engaged and really think more critically about my future. And that was just, having professors along your side really helping you and supporting you through that process and nourishing that relationship is really incredible.
What has been your most memorable class? Since you all are three seniors, what's been your most memorable class so far?
Like I said earlier, I'm an English major, so people are really surprised to learn that one of my favorite classes that I've taken at Rhodes is actually my astronomy class, which was my lab science. I've got some amazing memories of the fantastic things that we saw, the stars we looked at, the moon one night when it was real full. And that was, I love that. It makes me sort of jealous of some of these science majors and it's the amazing things that they get to do.
What happens when you all need help? Do you typically go to office hours? Do you go see your professors outside of office hours? What resources have you all utilized and what's been the most helpful to you?
I took computer science last semester and was not good at it at all. But there are a lot of student tutors, which I found was way more accessible because they also learned the information for the first time when they came to college. And so they were able to relay it to me in a way that made sense.
For those that are viewing, our honor code and our honor system is a big part of our day-to-day lives at Rhodes. So how has the honor code affected your learning environment?
If I want to go grab a coffee at the middle ground, I can leave my laptop in the library for 15 minutes and not worry about it being taken or anything. So it's just like a really nice, safe way to go about my college experience.
Applies to your stuff and your belongings, but also your professor can distribute an exam and walk away and say, I'm 2 doors down. We are obviously located in Memphis, for those watching that are not super familiar. And that's pretty unique. There aren't a ton of liberal arts and sciences schools that are located in a major metropolitan city. So can y'all talk a little bit about how that has tied into your learning at Rhodes?
I had an amazing opportunity working in one of the high schools over here as an English tutor. But Memphis is such an amazing city, and you get the opportunity to do so many things because there's just so many opportunities, whether that's from an internship or research or even just volunteering and tutoring like I was doing in the city.
Tell us a story about your favorite professor.
My advisor, Dr. Kendra Holtz, has profound impact on me personally and professionally. That's like definitely one of the reasons why I really wanted to go into public health, seeing things more holistically. And something that I just always look forward to is going to her office hours. She'll have like tea in her office. I think, Dr. Holtz and all the professors at Rhodes has just been such an impactful imprint, I guess, on my education.
How do you feel going into the workforce or grad school since you all are seniors?
As I'm sort of looking towards career paths and things like that, I'm actually most appreciative of the alumni network, especially because I've actually gotten to talk to people who are in career fields that I've actually been looking at. I'm looking at the renewable energy field after I get out of college, and so I've actually gotten to speak to 4 or 5 alumni of Rhodes from various different years. I mean, I think that's one of the most valuable things that Rhodes provides and that I've been able to utilize.
As a theater major, I did feel a little indulgent at first that I was majoring in my hobby. But now that I'm going into the career force, I'm so excited for all of my job opportunities and all of my grad school places that I've applied to. And it's just so nice to know that no matter where I end up, I'm probably going to be happy.
What advice do you have for students that are making their college choice right now?
Yeah, I also think keeping an open mind with extracurriculars and academics and everything, go by experiential learning. And I really do think that Rhodes really enhances that and provides you with a wealth of opportunities outside of the classroom and within. So really try and, absorb all of that and learn about your strengths, your weaknesses, and what you like from that.
If you're not happy and you're not healthy, you're never going to be the best student you can be. And so you really have to take that into account and think about what environment, what type of classes, what type of student's body size will really make you the most at home and make you feel happiest. And then beyond that, you can thrive academically.
Be yourself, put yourself out there, from day one, because, your outreach to professors or to other students or just trying something new, going to new organizations, being a part of things that you didn't know before. Are really the most powerful things, the things that stick with you for the longest amount of time. Putting yourself out there is never going to let you down.
So we really appreciate you all's thoughts and stories about your academic experience at Rhodes. And best of luck next year as you go out into the real world.